Hi guys, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Hope everyone's well tonight. Reedy will not be hosting tonight. He's out for a meal. So he's asked me to step in. So it's me again. The Burnley game is called off. For God's sake, how many more of this are we going to take with this so-called injury sort of thing? The Premier League said you can only have your game postponed if it's down to COVID and you haven't got an insufficient amount of players to play. It's kind of a joke, to be honest. Teams are just using it as an injury front or AFCON or whatever it is. We're going to cover that. We're going to talk about the 5 players back from injury, including JJ. JJ returns. Will Alamo Luckman sign permanent for Leicester City Football Club? Do you think he will or should? Let me know in the comments. Yuri Tillemans could leave in the summer. If Yuri is to leave, who do we replace him with? Get it in the comments. Let me know. Guys, as always, get your comments in, get your views in, smash a like, share, subscribe to Leicester Fan TV, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, wherever you can find us at Leicester Fan TV. Please go and drop us a follow. It'd be much appreciated, as always. So, guys, let's get on with the show, shall we? And I will see you in just a tick.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Really hope you're all well tonight on this Friday evening. Smash a like, guys, share, subscribe to Leicester Fan TV. There's quite a bit to talk about. We're going to get your opinions on it. Let's get a few good evenings in first. Maz, how are you? Big up Jack, super sub settings. Yes, top bins. Smash that subscribe button. Let's go. LFC. Yeah, Steffo Luckman will. I'd take it all day long. We need as much rest as possible to get the players fit. Wow, Jack, who have been yourself, Tom, and Reedy this week. Well, a leopard doesn't change its spots, does it, Fee? So good. That's a decent lad at Torino that could replace the telly man. Yes, Dennis Pratt. Evening, pal. Gutted, another match cancelled. Well, it's an interesting one. Madders, Tillemans, Iheanacho, Pereira, Evans, Amate, Ndidi, Datman, Daka, Luckman, Schmeichel, JJ, KDH. We've got 5 players back now. Good week training will do us some good. Get the defensive side sorted. Might do us some good, and Castagna will be back too. Will do us good. Defo, don't go any games. Defo, don't go any games. I don't know what to make of that one, but I go every game, home and away. Wherever the team goes, I go. I would have been at Burnley tomorrow afternoon, cheering on the boys from Turf Moor. A long travel to Lancashire, but obviously that's been cut short due to Burnley cancelling due to an insufficient amount of players. Obviously, Chris Wood went yesterday, didn't he, to Newcastle? So it's an interesting one. Evening, Jack. So that's third match running it now. Yes, it is. Norwich, Chelsea, Everton, Burnley. They're the games what's been postponed so far. Just hope Spurs is on next Wednesday. at the Kingpower. Evening, Jack. Evening, Matty. I think the postponements might help us in getting players fit. It's a bit of a conspiracy, isn't it, with these clubs now? Who's got all these injured players and that? Is it a way to just get all players fit and that? Newcastle defo only brought him to send Burnley down while Chris Wood could score against his former club. Last game of the season to send Burnley down. At this rate, we're going to be playing 3 games a week. We are. It's a mad one, isn't it? Obviously, we've got Europa as well. Just as well, Premier Inn offer a scenario where you can cancel on the day before 1 p.m. At this rate, we're going to be playing 3 games a week. We are. How come we only got 4,000 tickets for Forest? 15%, I believe we should have got for Nottingham Forest. We've got less than what Arsenal got. Arsenal got 4,556, I believe. Obviously, we got less. Jay is defo right low. Sign Lookman, get Pratt back. Sign a defender till he's sorted. Yeah. Guys, let's cover then the game being off. It's not great, is it? Another one being called off. There's a lot of games to fit in with the Europa League conference. We've got so many games played. Everton, Norwich, Burnley now, Chelsea, obviously, because they're through to the Carabao Cup final. So it's a lot of games. Players are going to get injured playing like that. No doubt. I mean, when does the AFCON finish? I mean, is that March time, is it? The AFCON finishes next month. So hopefully we can get Wilf back and Iheanacho and players like that to go on a good run. Has the integrity of the league gone to pot, Jack, in your opinion? Well, the Premier League came out with a statement saying that COVID is the only way these games will get postponed or not go ahead. Teams are now using the excuse of injured players. I mean, it's bending the rules, isn't it? In the way I look at it, but who can you argue with, really? Because people in knots can't count. Jack, any idea if Spurs is going ahead next week, sign Lookman and get Pratt back? Well, I assume Nottingham. Spurs is going ahead next week as planned. Spurs were obviously angry because Arsenal are looking to cancel their game this weekend. Spurs have lost the plot. Antonio Conte came out in his press conference and said he's bored. What does that prove? I don't think he wanted the job in the first place. He's not got what he's came for, basically. Apparently, it's got something to do with the police at Forest, where it might as well. At least Vestergaard gets a rest. Vestergaard's had a rest all season. After that Crystal Palace game, how much of a rest does Yannick Vestergaard need? He doesn't really do out on the pitch. If you've seen him when he lost the ball against Watford, well, it summed him up. I mean, Hamza Chowdhury were fantastic against Watford. 4 p.m. kickoff, that's asking for trouble. Yeah, 4 p.m. on a Sunday. These postponements are ridiculous. Where have these players been and with who? Well, I'm not one to stalk players, so it's just one of them. Is it true Maddison, Perez and Chowdhury were seen at Bojo's lockdown party? Well, if you're saying it, then all the players must have been at the darts. They all must have met at Foss Park. So, they must have been having a nice cup of tea or a nice coffee at Costa. They all must have met up. Boris Johnson, well, he's made himself look a fool, hasn't he? And people are now asking him to resign. Shot himself in the foot there with his cheese and wine. I mean, he could have shared, but, it's one of them. 5 players then, back from injury. James Justin, KDH, Luke Thomas. Who else have we got? Samore be back for the Spurs game. Timothy Castagno will be back as well. Is it good to have James Justin back? How good will it feel having him back? Leicester fans, I mean, he was a great player before he got injured in Feb last year. He was so consistent and one of the best left backs in the league. I thought he did a phenomenal job before he got injured, James Justin. It's going to take quite a bit for him to bed in again. No rush. It's going to take time for him to get his fitness back and that. So I guess it's just going to be one of them. Guys, if you want to join and come and have a chat with me, feel free. I'll send the link out. Don't get it. Need a gradual return. It'll be another month before he starts. Don't get why we don't try and loan a Nathan Aki, Joe Gomez, or even John Stones. It's an interesting one. JJ will have to play him from the bench for again. Don't rush him. Yeah, we've seen players get rushed, haven't we? Like Jamie Vardy and that. And look what happened there. You know, because we didn't have a sufficient amount of players. Players were getting injured left, right, and centre. Look at Wilf and that. We rushed them back, and look what happened. You need time to let them adapt again and find their way back in the squad. Slowly but surely. Adimo Lutman to sign permanent Leicester fans. Yes or no? Get it in the comments. If yes, tell me why. If no, then tell me why again. Tell me why. We need to sign the right back from Forest. Who is that? Who is the right back from Forest? Is it Lowe, is it? I believe. Adamo Lutman. For me, if he can adapt to his game and keep running at these defenders and show his attacking side of things, then yes. But from the Leeds game and before that, he kind of like pulled back a bit to like, you think, you know what? I don't need to run at these defenders, this, that, and the other, but you do. You're a winger. Go and attack these fullbacks and get the job done, Mr. Adamo Lutman. I mean, he did it against Liverpool, and what a goal it was. Beating the Scousers. Yes, brilliant player, great potential to become a great player. Well, they ain't asking for much either if we do sign Adamo Lutman on a permanent.
Yeah,
Mayan, how are you?
I mean, I just got in Tenerife.
You in Tenerife?
In Spain.
You might as well enjoy yourself while there's no football
Yeah,
until
it's
Wednesday.
really nice. It's so hot here.
Evening, Sean. Forest right back is on loan from Middlesbrough.
How you doing?
Took the mick. Yeah, I'm all right. You?
Yeah, I've
Vestergaard is worse than Ryan Bennett. Vestergaard's the human lamppost, Jay.
Why you called off the Burnley game then?
Do you think we will play in 2 weeks break at the end of the month? Maybe. Who knows? It's what the Premier League want. Oh, Main's gone. Let's bring Ross in. Ross, how are you?
It's Jack.
How are you, Ross?
The go-to guy.
Adamo Lutman then, Ross. Yes or no? And why?
See, sometimes, right, when we sign players on a permanent deal, you know, when they come on loan, it's either going to go two ways. It's either going to go amazingly, or it's going to go crap. Look at the loans in the past. We've got a permanent deal. Martin Waghorn, he were cracking for us on loan. People remember Martin Waghorn?
Yeah.
Good old Waggy. When we got him on a permanent basis, just wasn't as good as he was on loan. Who else? Tielemans.
Ross, you got a ticket for Flourish yet?
You know, it's because I put a question there. I must be like the 50th person.
Harry Kane on loan.
Any Leicester season ticket that's not going, give me a message.
To answer Mayan's question, it got postponed due to Burnley not having a sufficient amount of players after selling Chris Wood to Newcastle yesterday.
No fault.
Sean Dyche has had COVID, but I think it's COVID in the Burnley camp and injuries. But Ross, looking at the Premier League now, I mean, they came out with a statement a few weeks ago saying that games can only get postponed if it's down to COVID and nothing else. Are they bending the rules, Ross, now, making up as they go along with this so-called injury front and AFCON going on and all that? Do you think teams are taking the piss?
I mean, it doesn't help with the like, listen, I'm not bashing the African Cup of Nations here. It doesn't help that that's on. But obviously it wasn't on last year. Okay, that doesn't help. But we've known for years it always happens in January. Okay, that's one thing. Number two, obviously, the games that we've had called off, I was talking to you earlier, Jack, when I rang you, about the fifth call that we had. And, well, yes, fair enough, I will, Andy. I'll do out. That sounds weird, but I'll do out for a ticket. Anyway, Everton game got postponed because of COVID. That were both camps. Same with Tottenham. Norwich got called off because they had COVID and injuries.
Yeah.
The only one that we've called off ourselves was the Everton second one because we've got no first team players. What, about 4 was it? Something like that. Something I can't remember. Something like that. But yeah, there's people out there on social media that think because we played the day before in the FA Cup, that we can fill the team. FA Cup has different rules. You can play anybody you want. I could have gone up front. I could have been the Roy Essendon of, it could be the teletext striker, except it'd be the WhatsApp striker we can have, but Premier League is 25. Is it 25-man squad? 25-man squad, but so many
25-man squad. The players that can only play are the ones registered at the start of the season, I believe.
And then under 23 or 21s can just play anyway. So people are criticising us, but yet have you heard about Liverpool's false positive test or something? I've heard
13, Ross, I believe. I mean, they were the ones who were criticising Leicester when the Everton game didn't go ahead. They were the first ones knocking on Leicester City's door, saying, you know what, you're embarrassing, you're this, you're that. But then they're the first ones to cry wolf when Harry Kane was sliding into Andy Robertson.
But yeah, we could say the same about Diogo Jota elbowing Luke Thomas and that
the
other
Tyler
guy,
Morton challenge on Ricardo. It's all right, Ross, when it's for Liverpool. When it's against Liverpool, they don't like it. They don't. They believe that everything should go their way.
They're only salty because we're the only team that's not conceded against them.
Yes, Adrian Doran, Ross. Let's talk about that man, innit? From TalkSport. He chats a lot of. We sold
crap.
We got rid of a. Did we get rid of someone to Barrow? Was it? A youngster, and then he sat there and said, "Oh, why is Leicester getting rid of this youngster? Oh, we should be in the team this, that, and the other. Or Leicester are getting these games postponed again, and whatever not."
Well, I read his when the Forest obviously got Leicester in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
he put, "When is the postponement?" I'm like,
he's a bit of a anchor, shall I put it?
It rhymes with banker anyway.
We'll just leave it at that one.
Yeah, but he's end of the day, right? He's criticising us about the darts thing, but yet the game against Norwich, it was Norwich request postponements.
Locally,
they are allowed to have allowed to have a life. End of the day, if it
Ross, didn't a TalkSport person go to the darts? I believe
exactly, but Danny Murphy and that Adrian guy were criticising us, but yet they're allowed to have a life. If they came back, okay. Here's the thing. If they'd have come back to the camp and they were positive, fair enough. Okay, if they caught it from the darts, then obviously they'd take responsibility. But end of the day, they played against Watford. Did Chilbrick, was he in the squad? Was Maddison in the squad? Who else? I'm all right, thank you, Sean. I'm just waiting for my son to arrive.
Benkovic has finally gone, Mr.
Who else went? Keenan Dewsbury Hall also
apparently
played.
That were personal problems to you, Denese, for Benkovic.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard all this stuff. But yeah, he's
a few attitude problems as well, apparently.
But they're criticising us because it's Leicester. They won't do it if Liverpool did it, or if, for example,
these so-called big clubs.
Another thing,
it's all right for them.
If let's say it was the likes of, I don't know, let's think of Man United, for example. Let's say Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Fred, and David De Gea, for example, went to the darts. That would not be on the front. Do you know why? Because they're not English.
This is it.
English players get absolutely battered on the social media, all over the papers, especially the scum. I don't care that they're known as the rag, the scum. People know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just don't understand why people buy that newspaper anyway. But yeah, that's my take on it. If our son's here, I'll have to go on a second. Do 2 seconds. I'll mute this in. So I thought he was here. But no, it just really annoys me, the fact that hindsight, if they were all not English, that wouldn't be all over the internet.
This is it, Ross. One rule for one and one rule for everybody
exactly,
else.
You know,
that's the Premier League.
It's saying, I mean, just moving away from football a second, it's like that Djokovic, he thinks he's the big and all because he's a famous tennis player. Doesn't matter if you're a tennis player. You know, you two guys that are working on Leicester Fan TV, like me and you.
Not sure he can come back. No, he can't. Apparently, Pratt's injured, isn't he, Ross?
I don't know. Well, I mean, if we're on about strikers, I mean, Daka's back in it, but we need to recall.
Only people from Leicester can go to Forest. Sorry, Ross.
He's winding me up here.
Says it all. Ross, let's talk about Youri Tielemans. He could leave in the summer. How do you feel about it all, Ross? This Youri Tielemans situation. He hasn't signed the contract yet.
It's not like he's refusing to play. I think Charlie's here. I'll have to go.
All right. See you later, Ross.
I'll say about it.
Yes, and guys, Youri Tielemans could leave in the summer. He hasn't signed a new contract as of yet. What are your thoughts on Youri Tielemans? Obviously, he's not going to leave this window unless a big bid comes in. Arsenal are reported to be linked with him. Liverpool. I mean, you're going to wish him all the best, aren't you, if he does leave in the summer? He's been a fantastic player for the football club. He's played for Leicester without whinging or moaning. He's got on with it and got his head down. And if he does want to move, then that's his decision. Just like the Boris situation. He might be leaving, but he's not going to Arsenal. How would you guys feel if Youri Tielemans did leave, and who would you replace him with? That's the question. Who would you replace Youri Tielemans with? I feel we need a big, high-caliber player if he does go, but I do wish him the very best in his future endeavours if he does leave the football club in the summer. FA Cup winner, Community Shield winner, scored some amazing goals for us. If Youri doesn't want to be here, then so be it, but make sure we get a good price for him. Exactly. It'll report in £60 million. Leicester would want definitely more than that. We only signed him for £40 million from Monaco. So, you know, it's crazy to think, but I mean, great to get JJ back. We'll take time to get match fit. Don't want to get rid of him. Injured again. Pratt's been in and out with injuries. Need to drag a centre back off on loan. If Youri wants to go, let him. But there's no point in going to Arsenal as they're the same level. If not one marquee player, then a few good players for Tielemans. Exactly. Leicester know how to spend their money wisely. When it comes to transfers, obviously selling Maguire for £80 million, Riyad Mahrez for 60, Ben Chilwell for 50. We've made some really good business over the years, selling players. If we get 80 million for Youri, I'll take it and rebuild with a centre back. And that KDH is proving himself in that role, to be honest. Brunt looks a decent prospect too. Yes, I agree, Kenny. KDH has been phenomenal this season. No doubt about it. He's one for the future, isn't he, KDH? The more games he plays, the more experience he's going to get and the more better he's going to become. He's been incredible this season. He works hard. He tracks back. He gets forward. He's got great football knowledge. Won everything on offer with a Player of the Year thing at Luton Town last season. So bring Brunt into the squad. Brunt had a quite decent game against Watford in the FA Cup. What do you guys think? I'd take Van der Beek, to be fair, for the right price. What about Jesse Lingard? Would anybody take Jesse Lingard at Leicester? I know he was here on loan. Who would you bring in? if Yuri is to leave. Let's talk about Nottingham Forest then. A big East Midlands derby. Forest sit there and say, you're not our rivals. It's an East Midlands derby. It's not about rivals. The Forest tickets are out from Monday. Who's going? Get it in the comments. Let me know who's going to this big East Midlands derby at 4 p.m. on the 6th of February. Who's going? Let me know. Wouldn't touch Lingard. I'd take Lingard. That's just got to keep his head down. Yeah. We're going Nottingham Forest away in the Cup. Tickets are out for Monday, starting with the away priority scheme. It's going to be a big one. Tickets from £20 for season ticket holders, £25 for non-season ticket holders. It's going to be a good day out, that's for sure. Get ready, door on tour. Let's quickly talk about the transfer window shopping there. Where do we need to strengthen this January window if we are to bring players in? Would you sell Yannick Vestergaard? Does Vestergaard go the other way to another team? Do we do a swap deal? Will it be Tarkowski coming to Leicester and Vestergaard going to Burnley? Let me know in the comments where Leicester need to strengthen. But we need to put our strongest side out and absolutely smash them. Centre back. Yeah, centre back's a massive issue this season. Vestergaard needs to leave. Well, I would take Lingardinho for sure. I think with Lingard, it's ego, isn't it? He needs to put that aside. Him and Bertrand, well, we need a centre-back ASAP. We need a midfielder in case Yuri leaves. Yeah, I wouldn't sell Vestergaard. I'd bloody give him away. Well, £15 million for that is the biggest robbery in football. I mean, Uncle Albert defending from Vestergaard. Vestergaard, I'd pay someone to take him. If anyone wants Perez, they can have him in on the deal too. Dele Alli, any chance? Dele Alli, another ego. If he came to Leicester, do you think it'd be different? Do you think he'd settle down more with a more game time in that these games? Do you think he's becoming frustrated and that Tottenham not getting the game time he wants? Let me know in the comments. Would you take Dele Alli at Leicester? Cancel his contract. Well, Curtis, it's one of them. Todd Cantwell, rumours. Leicester are being linked with Todd Cantwell again from Norwich. For me, I'd say no. I'm not interested in Todd Cantwell. I don't think he's the player we need. We already gave Benko to Udinese for free. We should get money on someone at least. Cantwell is being talked about. He is. Todd Cantwell. I mean, there were a comparison between him and Maddison once. Would anyone take Todd Cantwell? I wish all that time ago when we sold Riyadh, we didn't just go and buy Zaha straight away. Bertrand to go. That's Sean's views. Yes, Riyad Mahrez. Talking about moves. Riyad Mahrez, Mr. Sat in airports, forcing a move, didn't want to train, didn't want to play. And then he scores that banger against Bournemouth in the final minutes from a free kick. Toddy would be good with Madders, but we do not need him when we have Madders himself. Yeah. Riyad Mahrez didn't want to be here in the end. Tried forcing moves here, there, and everywhere. He wanted us move to the Spaniards, Barcelona. We need to keep Yuri. He's key for our future. Yuri Tillemans is a phenomenal player. Don't get me wrong, scored some bangers. He's a team player. He's a player what wears his heart on his sleeve. And he's phenomenal. He might not be the quickest, but he can shoot. He can pass. He's just incredible to watch, Yuri Tillemans. And, you know, watching him as a Leicester City fan, it's just incredible. I think Yuri does love Leicester City, but I just think he wants a move. But I'm happy enough for Yuri. If he wants to go, then I wish him all the best. But, you know, if he's going to play for the club until he gets that move and puts in 100%, then I'll have no problem with it. It's players who don't put 100% in and try forcing moves, don't want to play for your football club. I mean, Burnley's having that problem at the minute with Tarkowski where he can't be bothered. He forced a move from Brentford to Burnley, and then now he's trying to force a move. Obviously, Leicester's been linked with him in the last 3 seasons. We could have paid that money for him and ended up going for Fofana. We want players who want to wear the shirt. And Tarkowski at Burnley, his mind's elsewhere. He's quite happy enough to do what he wants to do. Would you take any former players back? I'd take Kante. I would take Kante. I've always said it, but it's never going to happen. Vestergaard is rubbish. Let's get rid of him and get money in return. How much would you even get rid of him for? Bring back Yuki Abe. I remember that goal against Scunthorpe for Yuki Abe. Tielemans deserves Champions League football. If we can't give it him, then he should. He's a Champions League player. He's unplayable at times and he's a real top talent. If he is to go, then we need to get a real good price for him. I'd keep KDH, Mendy, Chowdhury, and then Didi. Well, Hamza Chowdhury was phenomenal. Would we play him at centre-back against Spurs with Cags? Try that one. I would. He's phenomenal against Watford. He's quick. He loves to take the ball from everybody, Hamza Chowdhury. He's an old-school footballer. He's very young, though. Got still a lot to learn. But he deserves a chance. KDH, phenomenal, up-and-coming talent. Luke Thomas as well. We've got some incredible young players at Leicester who's only going to keep getting better by the more games they play. The Europa League Conference then. Europa Conference League. Do we want to win it? Will we take it seriously? Leicester fans, I know people call it a tin pot league or whatever, or a tin pot trophy. No one wants to win it. They overlook it. I want to win it. If you're in it, then go and win it. I mean, you know, it's a trophy at the end of the day. I'd take it. If we can take the competition seriously, then I think we've got a really good chance of winning it. I know people are going to sit there and say the Europa Conference League's a nothing trophy, this, that, and the other, but it's one more trophy than Spurs. So I'll be quite happy to do it. Let's have a look at the last few comments. Son and Kane would destroy Chowdhury. Son's out for another month, I believe. What about Kelvin Phillips? Would be a good fit in well with Maddison. Calvin Phillips from Leeds, a fantastic player. If you've seen him with Declan Rice, he's phenomenal in the Euros. He's a red card waiting to happen at centre-half. We've said it, though, haven't we? Numerous of times a red card to happen. He just don't seem to be getting one. Give the kids a go. Alves looked good against Watford. Confidence was high. Yeah, we've got some incredible talent in the academy. Luke Thomas has Salah in his pocket. That was a phenomenal performance. He even had Trent in his pocket. His best position, Hamza, keep him there. Liability in midfield. Yes, we do need to win it to get something from this season, I swear. It takes you back to Europa League. It does if you win the Europa Conference League. It takes you back into the Europa League. So Leicester's got 2 bites of the cherry, Leicester fans, where we can go and win the Europa Conference or we can go and get top 6. If we don't get top 6, we've got something to fall on if we're still in the Europa League and get to the final, Europa Conference. Keep Yuri, says Sean. So we've got 2 chances of making Europe. A top 6 finish or win the Europa Conference League. I'll be quite happy with whichever, to be honest. Last one then. Spurs next up at the Kingpower Stadium, Leicester fans. What's the team going to be? I'd say Schmeichel in goal, Castagna, Hamza Chowdhury, Cags, Luke Thomas, Dewsbury Hall, Samari, Tielemans, Maddison, Barnes, and Daka. Or we could play, if we take Samari out, we could end up playing Lutman, Daka, and Barnes up front. What are your thoughts ahead of the Spurs game? Obviously, that's our next game. We're going to win the FA Cup. That takes you into Europe, don't it? Yeah, it does. It takes you into the Europa League, mate, for sure. So, yeah, Spurs, a massive game for Leicester City. We'll have a well-earned rest now until we play Spurs next week at the Kingpower Stadium. Remember, guys, go and be that 12th man at the Kingpower Stadium next week. Go and get behind the boys. Push them on. And let's go and get them 3 vital points. So it's going to be an interesting game. Former, Loney, Harry Kane returns again. And let's hope we can get one over on Harry Kane. But I think Spurs will make changes as well if they play Arsenal this weekend. Guys, I'm going to wrap up now. Thank you so much for watching Leicester Fan TV tonight, the Friday night Fanzone show. Please like if you're watching on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, smash a like for me. Subscribe if you're on YouTube tonight and you haven't subscribed to us already. Please do so. Push that notification button on Facebook and YouTube. It will tell you when we are live. Our next show will be on Sunday for the Aftermath show with Jamie at 10 o'clock. Then we've got Phil on Monday, me on Tuesday for the Tottenham Hotspurs preview show. So it's going to be an interesting one. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Nick Doyle, make sure you've got your clapper. Washing. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching tonight's show. Thank you to all the sponsors, ADT, Hollogram, Tiger, Pizzeria, Pukka Pies, Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, the Fox's Arms, Newby Co and Hope Against Cancer. Thank you to all them guys for sponsoring us here at Leicester Fan TV. And thank you to all you guys for all the comments and getting all your views in and getting involved in the show. By the fans, for the fans. Can't believe Reedy didn't postpone it due to COVID or injuries. Well, we had enough people to keep it going, Kenny. Have a good weekend, I will do. Guys, have a cracking weekend, wherever you're up to. If you're at the Spurs game, come and say hello to us all at Leicester Fan TV. Come on, Leicester. Let's go and beat the Spurs. And let's go and get them all mighty 3 points, shall we? Thanks for watching, guys. This is Jack from Leicester Fan TV saying good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great weekend. And boom. See you in a bit.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.